Good afternoon, Marianne. Thank you for coming back to the hospital. I've turned off my phone and told my receptionist not to disturb us, so you will have my complete and undivided attention.
Thank you, doctor.
How have you been since I last saw you?
Honestly, not so good. The pain just seems to be getting worse, and it's a lot more consistent. And I mean, quite frankly, the painkillers that you gave me they don't really seem to be making much of a difference.
I'm very sorry to hear that. I'll prescribe you some stronger medications.
Thank you, doctor.
It has been a few weeks since I last saw you. What do you suspect is going on with these headaches?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I took your advice. I reduced the amount of caffeine that I intake, and I've also been trying to sleep more and on a regular sleep schedule, but it just doesn't seem to be making any difference. I mean, I'm starting to suspect that my worst fears are coming true about a brain tumor, but I mean, I think I'm just being silly. I mean, brain tumors are really rare, right, doctor?
You're right. Brain tumors are rare. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the results of your MRI. Before I do, would you like for me to tell you the results now? Or would you prefer to have a family member present?
Now you're scaring me, doctor. I don't know what I'd do if I'm not strong enough to handle this on, my husband is out in the waiting room back there. Do you mind if I just go get him real quick and bring him in? Is that okay?
Not at all. Please do that.
Great, thank you. I'll be right back.
Mr. Smith, I'm Dr. Saito. Nice to meet you.
And you, doctor. Thank you. Please call me David.
Okay.
Now, what seems to be the problem? The diagnosis must be somewhat serious, otherwise you wouldn't have invited me in here.
I'm afraid you're right. I don't have good news for you today. The results of your MRI came back, and they show that you do indeed have a tumor in the front part of your brain.
Are you sure, doctor?
Unfortunately, the test was conclusive. There is a tumor.
I don't know. No, I don't want it. No. This can't be happening.
Here's some tissues. Take all the time you need.
So,
I'm sorry. I thought I could be stronger than this.
I understand that you're scared, and what you're feeling is totally understandable. I can only imagine what you must be going through right now.
I'm not ready to die, doctor.
At this point, we don't know if the tumor is benign or malignant.
what do you know, doctor?
Well, based on the MRI scans, we can see that the tumor is in the front part of the brain, and it is about 3 centimeters large.
3 centimeters, is that big?
It is big enough to start causing some of the symptoms that Marianne has been having. I promise you both we will do our best to treat this.
How long do I have to live?
Well, at this point, it really is too early to tell what the prognosis is. We need to do a few more scans and a biopsy to determine what we're dealing with. I will refer you to Dr. Hattori. He's the head of the neurology department. He will oversee your case to make sure that you get the best possible care. He will also do a neurological exam to test your reflexes, hearing, eyesight, and other things that can give us more information about how the tumor is affecting you. Once we have a clearer idea of what we're dealing with, we can make a plan to get you better.
I remember my grandfather watching him die of a brain tumor, and every day he was just weaker. It was just so pitiful. I don't want to end up like him.
I know that this must be very frightening for you, Marianne. My team and I are here to help you get through this difficult time. Now, it really is too early to say. The tumor may be benign. I can't really be sure until we run some more tests.
Well, will she need surgery?
I'm afraid I cannot really answer that until we know more about the nature of the tumor. For right now, I would like to schedule you for another MRI. When is the earliest that you can come in?
I have a brain tumor.
How about Sunday afternoon, if that's okay? I can drive her here.
Thank you, David. Marianne is very lucky to have you by her side. After the MRI results have come back, you will meet with a neurologist who will take care of you from now on. We have a great team of doctors who specialize in the brain. Dr. Hattori or one of his team members will walk you through the next steps. Of course, I will also be here if you need me. You're in good hands here, Marianne.
Thank you, doctor.
Before we wrap up, I just want to make sure that you have understood everything. Could you tell me in your own words what we discussed here today?
I have a brain tumor.
We're gonna get through this, honey. Don't worry. I'm here for you.
David, I'm so sorry to ask you this, but it is important to confirm that you or Marianne have understood everything. Can you tell me in your own words what we have talked about here today?
Well, the MRI identified a brain tumor. It's about 3 centimeters in length. The tests will need to be conducted more to identify how bad it is, and we'll come in on Sunday afternoon for the follow-up examination.
That is right. Do you have any other questions?
Oh, you said you're gonna need to do a biopsy. How is that done exactly?
Well, depending on the results of your MRI, there are several ways to conduct a biopsy. The most common is to collect sample tissues using a needle through the soft tissue. Again, I can't say what approach they will use until we've run and get the results of more tests.
I understand.
Do you have any other questions?
I just think we're too much in shock right now to know how to respond.
Okay. I'll give you my email address. If either of you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me anytime, and I will respond as soon as possible.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, doctor.
I know this is a difficult time, but we will do our best to help you get through it.
Okay.
Okay? If you don't have any further questions, please return to the waiting room. The nurse will be with you shortly.
All
Thanks.
right.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, doctor.